Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and this is another scrapbook process video, but more mixed media. So, as you can see, I'm starting off with the content of my Hip Kit Club, and the gray and white stripe page is from Webster's Pages, and it's from the Dream in Color collection. And then this green floral page as well is actually the cut apart page, and it's also from the Dream in Color collection, and it's called Life is Good, and the page is called Snuggles I'm working with. As you can see, I'm wanting to utilize it, and I was deciding if I wanted to rip it or not, and so that's why you saw me rip the edges. I kind of liked the worn look of it all. And I'm adding watercolors from my Artist Loft watercolor set. This is a very inexpensive watercolor set, but I find that the colors are very, very vibrant, considering that it's only $5. And so what I was doing here was getting it to show up on obviously the white of the stripe, and on the torn edges where the white peeks in a whole lot is really where I wanted to put some of this color. And I'm sticking with the blue and the green tones just like the paper has, and really getting this nice like washed watercolor frame around this area, which is actually coming out quite nice, and I'm just kind of going with it all the way around using some of the blues and some of those greens. I also start coloring in some of the roses that are on the pattern paper itself, because they're not quite white, but they are obviously white, so I wanted to color some of them in, still utilizing these watercolors, and just very soft. So I liked where that was, and I'm just going to adhere it down and continue on. So what I also wanted here, I wanted some paint splatters, but I didn't want to break out acrylic paint, so I gave using the watercolors a try, and honestly that came out kind of perfect. I mean, the splatters were really good using watercolors, and I have never done that before, so I do like that effect. So I'm just kind of encouraging it to dry quicker with my heat tool. And I am using this picture of me on the beach, and it obviously looks like I'm kissing the sun. And the two pages I use that are the background colors or what I use to map are from the Prima collection called Hello Pastel. It's an older collection, but I wanted to mat it with it. And I matted it, and then, I almost didn't like the fact that it had the clean, crisp edges. So here I am tearing the edges so that it kind of matches this kind of worn look of my layout that I am going with. And so I am using some of the die cuts from the Amy Tangerine Rise and Shine collection that did come with the kit, and I'm leaning towards using all of these silver pieces that kind of work well with these color combos. So the silver die cuts and such are what I will be using in this picture, or this layout I should say, and I'm using that die cut that says meet me in the sunshine, which is kind of perfect because it also has like a green blue border. And I'm using the silver happy and the silver cloud, and there is a random elephant in the pack too that I do just utilize too, because I don't know where I would otherwise use the silver elephant. So since I'm using the silver pieces, I just thought I'd keep them all together. It's random, I know, but hey, what are you going to do? And in order to make the camera kind of blend with the layout too, I added some of the blues and greens from the watercolor wash I did on the camera, which I actually kind of liked as well. So I decided my title will be Kissed by the Sun. And these are the Alex Thickers from American Crafts by Amy Tangerine that I am putting down as well. They're also in that silver family. They're like white with like silver stripes on there. And now I'm taking Diane Wakely's silver paint, and I have the new fine liner on it, and I wanted to write the by the sun in the silver paint, and I do some swirls and such because I'm like deciding if I like it or not. And I wanted to do fixing it up a little bit, but honestly, you'll see in a moment, I just didn't like the way it wrote. I like the fine line tip, and you can write with it, but I think I didn't give myself enough room to use it. So now I'm just going around adding some silver detail, like some dots, and I'm going to add a few of these swirls on the page just to add more metallic details to it. And you'll see here in a second that I seriously take a palette knife and scrape off the words by the and replace it with actual thickers. So here I am scraping it off. Like, I sat with it and I just did not like the way it looks. So I'm going to use the thickers all the way across for my title. So that was a little bit of a learning curve. But I do like that it's the Heavy Body paint by Diane Wakely, and she came out with new metallic paints at the CHA this year. So I have the silver and I have the gilt, which is the gold, and I love them, and I got the fine liners, but just I didn't like the way it looked with this page. Maybe if I did the whole title I would have loved it, but since I didn't, and so that's where I kind of ended it. So everything is the silver, blues, and greens. And so here are the close-ups for my layout. It's really very minimalist, I should say, as well, but the picture is really fun. You can see all the paint splatter, or I should say watercolor splatter, stayed vibrant, which, like I said, I was impressed by, and then all the watercolor washes along the edges. It's really fun. You can see the silver painting. So yes, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and please give this video a thumbs up. And until my next layout, I will talk to everyone later. Bye!